And now, before I sign off, I'll leave you with a pondering. Son of a. Well, that was interesting, fantastic. I'm tired. I have to work today. Alex, you might want to cut this out. I'm just gonna start this over again. I am
like,
the Lizard King.
Look out, he's got a knife, and then you turn to the camera, I have a knife.
Hey folks, Tux Martini here. Welcome to another edition of Talking with Tux. And today, if I may, I'd like to speak candidly with you. A lot of people don't know, but I suffer from bipolar disorder. And I gotta tell you, it's a heck of a trip sometimes. Main reason I'm talking about this today is because I'd like to talk about work under depression. So with bipolar comes with mania and depression. The highs are really high, like you wake up one morning, your hair turns golden, your eyes turn green, you fly off to a distant planet to fight Brawley while shouting, "I'm gonna win!" And then there's the depression half of it, which is feels like a 50-ton weight on your chest, both arms tied behind your back, your legs chained together, and an angry Vegeta mercilessly beating the crap out of you. And that's just not fun. On multiple levels. Why depression, you may ask? Well, a few of you folks, I figure, might be suffering from it, and I want you to know you're not alone. And I gotta tell you, just it's been on my mind. I mean, working while depressed sucks a ton. Like, you know how you usually get a crappy music station on at work? Well, sucky music sucks about 50% more. Jerks are like 75% more jerkish. Like, everyone goes down a notch, you know? Even the good stuff, like, goes down a notch. Man, number of times I gotta tell you, like, when I work under depression, it's like, why am I even here? I really want to leave. I don't want to deal with it. But, you know, you have to find the strength to power through, or else, you know, you lose your job and become homeless. And that's something nobody wants, really. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be jobless. I might want a better job, but, you know, I don't want to get fired. Speaking of being fired, ever been in that situation where you're depressed at work and it leads you to make a stupid mistake? Completely avoidable mistake, and it almost gets you fired? I did that. Yeah, yeah, it is completely stupid, completely avoidable, and I'm not using depression as an excuse, mind you. It's just like, you don't make the best judgment calls sometimes. It's like, you just want to hurry up and get out of work. It's like, I'm gonna be here for 8 hours. This thing is gonna make it go faster. Should I? I probably shouldn't, but yeah, you do it anyway. So it's a fun trip, you know. But when you're like feeling high, you know, when you're, you know, if you have bipolar, it's like when you're manic, it's like, woo, I can do anything. I can swim to Tahiti. Yeah, let's swim to Tahiti. It's like being on Uber coffee for like the whole day. Like, nothing can stop you. You're invincible. But depression hits, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna die. And how I manage it, you know, I don't really know how to explain this. Like, I kind of take it day by day. Like, sucky days are sucky, and I just gotta power on through it. I mean, I'm lucky to have a support system. I got friends and family. And, you know, sometimes it helps, but other times, you know, you feel like they don't understand you. You can't put into words what you feel or how you're feeling, and it's like, they're trying to help and they mean well, but sometimes it's like, you're not helping, just leave, kind of thing. I know what that feels like, but know that you've got someone watching your back. You know, you've always got that one friend's like, you know, you might be psychotic right now, but I got you, man. Like, I got you. And if you don't be afraid to reach out for help. Like, it's just a hand away. You know, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like, you might find a friend in the most unexpected of places. So, there's always that, so I recommend getting a support system. But on to more stories about work-related depression. I can't tell you. At my work, you know, Mr. McGorium's Liquor Emporium, we have a system where we have to take customers' names and emails, you know, and phone numbers too, which is all fine and dandy, but, you know, I'm socially awkward, so I have a heck of a time, you know, getting people's information, you know. It's like 2 weeks before the go-live date for our new system, we were telling everybody, hey, next week or next 2 weeks, we're going to get a new system. Sign up, give us your name, email, phone number, and the next time you're in, you know, we'll take your name, number, and they're like, great, fantastic, that's going to save us a lot of time. 2 weeks later, the same people are like, what do you mean you want my number and email? What are you, a stalker? I'm like, no, brr, and they act like nothing ever happened. It's like, why? And speaking of that, that can trigger depression, at least for me, because sometimes, you know, the smallest, like, most innocuous thing can trigger my symptoms. Like, oh, crap, I gotta deal with this now. And it's funny, like, the people, you know, especially women, like, it's really difficult for me to talk to females. I know, hard though it may be to believe, but yeah, I have issues talking with women. It's like, it's really difficult. And it's the ironic thing is when they, like, willingly, hey, can I give you my number? Let me give you my address, too. But it's just really awkward, you know. And I have to, like, put on a brave face and a smile about it. It's like, and on the inside, I'm just slowly dying. And I'm sure y'all felt this, you know, at one point or another. You know, I'm just here to say, I'm here for you. But, yeah, it's just a trip. What else can I say about depression, and bipolar in general? For me, there's hardly any neutrality, you know. It's like you're either really, really high or really, really low. It's like, one morning, hey, it's a great morning. I'm gonna go for a fun run. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna play pirate for, you know, whatever reason. You know, it's just like you're in a super happy, playful mood. And other mornings you wake up, someone says good morning, and you just want to bite a bullet. I'm like, why? What's so good about this morning? Well, you're alive, aren't you? I'm not sure. That's a debatable topic, whether that's good or bad, you know? So, man, it's just a trip. You know? And speaking of, you know, bipolar and depression, you feel that you want to be treated equal. You know, I've been there, done that. But at the same time, you feel like, you know what? I deserve special treatment. Like, I have symptoms, man. For me in high school, you know, I didn't want to be treated special, but ended up being such. And, you know, teachers, they mean well, but they end up, like, you know, kind of screwing you. I'd like to believe it's not on purpose, but sometimes I wonder. It's like, you know, you're in high school, you're joking with your friends, one of your friends makes some off-color remark, and the teacher's like, hey, don't say that to him, he'll be offended. I was like, I thought it was funny. Why are you even in this situation? Why? And then there's that, you know, at the end of high school when you graduate, there's that butthole valedictorian who's like, yeah, I dedicate my life to helping special people like this guy. I'm like, oh, really? You just pointed me out. You know, and then there's that butthole teacher's like, he takes responsibility for you passing through high school. Yeah, I saw him, and, you know, I helped him, and, yeah, he's where he is because of me. You know, I deserve accolades. You know, while he gets his diploma, because it's because of me. It's like, it's a conspiracy. They're out to get you. And while the valedictorian is not, like, personally calling you out, but it's like, he's like, yeah, I'm helping people like this guy. And I'm like, oh, God, really? You know, it's like, don't mention my name. How do you even know me? We're not even in the same social circles, yet somehow your name gets around. I mean, maybe that's just me, though, because my name got around a lot. Uh, but at the end of the day, like, when you're at work, you think, man, I want an extra 15 minutes, I want to bring out the depression bipolar card, And then you think, well, I don't really want to do that because that might make me look bad, and that might give them cause to, like, watch me more. Like, oh my god, Tuck's psychotic. He might slit someone's throat. I was like, oh, I'm not, I promise you I'm not violent. But it's like, you have that stigma. That's what it is. It's stigma, Most people, won't bat an eye and, won't think anything of me like that. Oh, this guy's like completely normal. And which I'd like to think I am. And, while I use normal, I use that term loosely. I'd like to believe I'm semi-normal. I'm just your, average Joe with a new way to flow, sort of. It just brings a whole set of stigma, whether, it's made up or not. Like, I personally feel like, once people know that I have bipolar, they start treating me different. And it's like, dude, we're friends. Like, why are you treating me different? Like, why? Like, I'm sorry. And they don't know how to react to you. Like, they're, like, overly obsessed and paranoid about pissing you off. It's like, that in and of itself, dude, is pissing me off. They say they treat you equal, but, not so much. When someone finds out that there's, like, something quote-unquote wrong or quote-unquote abnormal, they're like, oh, watch out for this guy. Like, we gotta mollycoddle him. Like, he might, like, kill us. And, like, I'm not gonna kill anyone. And, I get that from my parents sometimes. It's the suckiest thing when you get it from your parents. It's like, I wake up one morning and I'm, like, grumpy. And, I'm normally grumpy in the mornings because I'm not a morning person. But, I'm, like, muttering to myself, and the first thing my mom says, hey, did you take your meds? Like straight out of left field. And say you're in an argument, with your folks. Like, I get into arguments with my mom like most normal people do, but, I'll get, upset, and she'll, like, first thing is like, hey, did you take your meds today? It's like, of course I took my meds. It's just because I take meds doesn't mean I'm not allowed to have emotions. I get angry, same as you. I mean, heck, I think you're psychotic half the time and you need to be on meds, but, I don't say anything. It's like that's just like a low blow. Like, don't bring it up, dude. It's like, come on, really? Like, again, it's just like, you feel like you're not allowed to have emotions sometimes. Like, oh my god, he's gonna blow, did he take his meds? Like, I'm fine. I'm slightly upset that I stubbed my toe. It's not the end of the freaking universe. And sometimes you get so angry at it, you just want to let loose. It's like, you want angry, I'll show you freaking angry, You want murder, I will show you death, It's because they treat you like that. And it's like, I'm not going to murder anyone. I keep saying this, that I'm not going to murder anyone. And I promise you I'm not. But it's just like, they keep bringing it up like you are. They treat you like you're a serial killer now. And that's just like the worst of it. Especially when it comes from friends and family, Luckily, I have a great cast of friends that, they don't give a crap one way or the other. And I appreciate that, Sometimes, like, that's what you want and that's what you ask for. Like, that's what I ask for personally. Like, hey, I'm bipolar. And they're like, I don't give a crap. Thank you. That's all that I want. And I think that may be universal. This is my opinion, mind you. But I think it might be just a universal one. Like, don't give a crap. Like, I'm bipolar. Let's move on. If, you notice me acting funny, like, don't really make a big deal of it. Just subtly check in on me, like, hey, how you feeling today? And, if you say you're feeling fine, then we'll move on. Don't press it, because a lot of times, like, I'll find people, when I'm feeling off, like, people are like, hey, you okay? It's like, hey, leave me alone right now, please. That's all I want. Leave me alone. And they'll keep pressing and pressing. Dude, leave me alone. And, at work, it's, like, extra difficult, because, again, you have to wear a mask at work. And that's going to be another topic, masks. Well, more figuratively speaking, but anyway, you have to wear a mask at work. Like, you can't let it affect you, This other day, I got this one customer who was like, he swore at me from the get-go. He's like, F you, I don't want to sign up for email, but I want the discount regardless. Like, F you, and like, F the system, F the government. Like, I just said hi, how can I help you? So, like, just like, I didn't want to have anything to do with this guy. And personally, if I were running the show, I'd probably have kicked him out. But, it's just like, sometimes it hits you. And you know how they say when someone gets mad at you at work, not to take it personal? I believe it is, on some level, even subconscious. Like, you remind that person of themselves or someone that angered them, or even their own shortcomings, and they take it out on you. So even on a subconscious level, I think it's personal. That's just my belief. I find it hard not to believe that it's not personal. Like, you just ever been in that situation where someone's just like, they look at you and they just want to murder you? I'm like, hey, I was sitting here drinking a Coke, man. I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like angry. And retail just in general is how I say, you just deal with a microcosm of people. And some of them good, some of them bad, some of them like crazy in the good way and in the bad way. And that's another thing, like, some people find the term crazy offensive, While I can see where they're coming from, it's not really a big thing, because you're crazy, man. And, it's like, they take offense, like, when you say, oh, that party was, like, crazy stupid. It's like, don't use that term crazy. It's like, man, what sticks up your butt, I hate that too, like people like that therapists in general. Well, I don't hate therapists, kinda. They think they're helping, but they're not, and that's gonna be another issue that I talk about. But sometimes they're like overly sensitive, So you say, man, I got a headache. This thing needs to die with fire, and it's like, well, you're gonna light a fire? It's like, no, my headache needs to die with fire. Oh my God, you're gonna start a fire? And it's like, okay, I really got to be careful what I say now. I mean, and I think that's just the case with this day and age. Like, you got to be really careful what you say. Like, some people will get, like, overly paranoid. Like, for example, like, I see this girl and say, hey, you're the bomb. And someone says, oh my God, a bomb! I'm like, okay, where did that come from? And, you're being tackled to the ground by, like, NSA and carted off to a secret dungeon prison and being beat nearly to death for like 3 months, then released. Not to say anything bad about the American government. I love America. I love our government. God bless USA. Captain America, good hero. But it's just like a lot of people, are overly sensitive about it. So when you bring up the subject, oh hey, I've got this such and such disorder, or I've got bipolar, it's like they don't know how to react, and they're like secretly peeing themselves, and like, again, my point earlier, don't give a crap. Really, it's not a big thing. I'm same as you. I put my pants on one leg at a time. Actually, that's not true. I'm lazy and I just like slap on my pants. Like I just yank them up with both feet in there. But yeah, I'm human, same as you. Just because I have a disorder doesn't mean I'm not human. So my point to everyone out there who might have a friend who's going through struggles like I am, like, don't treat them any different. Just treat them as you would normally. I mean, you might find yourself in a position like that one day. Depression hits anybody, man. And to be clinically depressed is really, really sucky. So, just be more understanding. Like, try and give them that hand. And to those suffering from depression, like, just reach out. Like, I know it seems kind of sucky, and you might get mixed reviews, or mixed reactions, but it's like, you'll find that one person that's there for you, And if you're lucky, you might have a couple. I mean, I'm of the belief that everyone has a friend, Call me naive if you will, but I'd like to believe that. I mean, the world, full of jerks, but I think even jerks have friends, and those said friends are jerks. But, everyone has a friend, and you do too, so just I know it's difficult, but make yourself open to it. That was creepy. I heard my door jiggle. I think I'm under attack. Huh. Someone's trying to break in. Who is it? Oh, I'm scared, folks. I think I might be shot. This is, oh, man. I'm paranoid. I hope that's the wind. That's not the wind. Well, do hold on for a minute. Hey, folks, sorry about that. Turns out it wasn't a bloodthirsty maniac, just my uncle. Which could be considered the same. Just kidding. Anyway. It's about time to hit that dusty trail. I gotta go to work soon. So let me wrap things up by saying my advice is, like I said, find a friend. Even though they might unintentionally make things a little bit, worse, they mean well, and that's the important thing. At the end of it, I know it's hard to express how you're feeling and what you're feeling. Best thing is, ask for a hug. Hugs make everything better. And cookies. Ask for hugs and cookies. I mean, if you can't get one, hopefully you can get the other. So, try that out. And just keep on powering through. Like, sometimes you just gotta go for broke. And with depression, it's like going for broke every day. And trust me when I say you're a better person for not quitting, for not walking out that door when you want to. Like, it'd be all too easy. You're winning. Depression's the beast. You're beating the beast when you actually go about your life and go to work and do stuff. Hard as it may be, I understand, but you're winning when you keep doing stuff. So, I'm going to sign off. If you like me, hit the like button, subscribe, hit us up on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Leave me a message, leave me a question, and I'll answer it. Until then, much love. My one last parting question is, a while back I was talking to a guy who said he was going to playtest the new Metal Gear at Activision, and that didn't sound right. To my knowledge, isn't Metal Gear Konami still? Was there a merger or a buy or something? So leave me a comment or, ponder that to yourselves, find that out, and if you find out, hey, leave me an answer. Alright, folks, cheers.